Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Hey, Tom, back outside again. And I don't think I've ever told you that when I'm outside, because there's dew and the chairs, look, there are a whole bunch of chairs that I could be sitting in. You say, wait, wow, why don't you sit down? They're soaking wet. So I am literally like a catcher in a baseball game right now, crouched down like I'm about to receive a ball. So I just want people to know I am all in here.
You're not sitting in a chair.
No, look, here, I am literally crouched on the ground.
There are things like towel. Have you ever heard of a towel?
I have heard of towels, but I have not brought one yet. I need to put one in my car.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Just in case we go long. Maybe I'll just intentionally have it go long to see how long you can crouch.
But last time we did this, it was painful after a while.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I'm getting old.
I understand. All right, everyone. Good morning. This is today's Antidote, where Bob and I have a discussion around a topic every day. And our goal of that topic is to provide some value around what's going on that may benefit you. And at the end of the show, we'll provide our antidote, the one thing that we think might be able to help you move forward as you deal with this, whether today or in the future, when you find yourself in a situation where you need some support around an issue that you're addressing. We hope, because we know it adds to the show, that if you have some comments, please feel free to put them in the comments, because we know that they are beneficial to not only our conversation, but to others as well. And if you would like, please feel free to add your antidote at the end, because we know that what is real for Bob and I may be different than what's real for you, and that what's real for you might be beneficial to someone else. So, welcome back, Bob. We've not been live for 2 days, which has been interesting, and which is good. I know you had some things you had to do. Your mom's birthday, so happy belated birthday, Mrs. Graham.
Thank you.
You had a nice birthday.
We had a lovely dinner.
Nice.
It was really nice. It was a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Yep.
And
I played a little golf too.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. That's good.
Yeah.
So, Bob, do we have a day that we are celebrating?
Got a day that I think you're going to like a lot, Tom.
You've been saying that a lot lately.
I know.
That's why I like a lot of things.
August is your month, I think. You're a middle child, right?
Correct.
This is National Middle Child Day.
No way.
Yes. Now, I was in an office and someone who's really funny said she was going to call her brother in 2 or 3 days and go, hey, it was Middle Child Day a couple days ago, but no one cares about middle children.
So I was going to say, why would there ever be a day to celebrate middle children? We're just kind of the forgotten.
Well, today's the day to remember you.
Interesting.
Yes, I thought you'd enjoy that. Yeah.
All right. So kudos to all you middle children out there. Here is your one day. We'll give you one day to celebrate. Likely no one knows this, and no one will.
If it were not for you, I, as an oldest child, would not have anyone to pick on.
Fair enough.
It's an important part of life.
I guess. It's just interesting because I don't think middle children pick on youngest children or younger children. So
no, but middle children tend to be peacemakers. Have you ever noticed that? They're the ones who sort of like establish that family calm.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I never heard of that before.
Well, and I think part of why you and I get along well is I'm an oldest child and you're a middle child, so we have that dynamic.
And you try
you do demonstrate the qualities of middle children that I'm familiar with, and I think I demonstrate the oldest child qualities way too often.
Interesting. It's a whole new take on this that I had never really And that was an unexpected response. I was not expecting that. And the reason that's so funny is because we have been talking about fear.
All right, I give up. I'm sitting down. I'm giving in early.
You would not last 9 innings. It's not
No
good.
way.
Not even the short and doubleheader 7-inning games.
No, I couldn't.
That's a
You
whole
like
nother.
my haircut? I did get my haircut, so it's out of my
Right.
eyes. Yeah.
There's a little bit of that older child syndrome of being noticed and making sure everyone shares in what you've got going on. So, saying
Isn't that the whole program?
pretty much.
I mean, I think that's been it from day one.
Well, I never really wanted to go there because I'm a peacemaker, so I don't bring those.
All right. So this whole follow-up thing that we've been talking about, really interesting, really, really fun. And today we're going to talk about unexpected responses, which
Was Tuesday fun?
Tuesday was not fun. Not at all.
And for those of you who didn't listen to Tuesday, Bob and I had a conversation. One of the fears that we were discussing is the fear of success. And that actually people might not do follow-up because they are afraid of what would happen if actually things went well. And Bob and I had a really great conversation, a quasi
It's really a coaching session, right?
coaching session,
you coached me.
right, around one of the fears that Bob has. And so if you haven't listened to that, or if sometimes you have that fear of success, you might want to go back and listen to Tuesday's episode because I think you will find some value there. And interesting, and I'm going to throw this at you, even though I know you've kind of been out for 2 days. One of the things you mentioned was that you were going to, one of your next steps was to follow up with 20 people. And so I
made 3 calls yesterday.
Excellent. Good. Even on a day off. Good for you.
I was driving home. I had about an hour drive and I called 3 people that I thought might be interested and had discussions with 2 of them.
That's good.
And both of them were like, wow, it's great to hear from you, Bob. What's causing this call? So I told them what caused the call, and they were like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I said, well, we should talk more. And they both said, hey, I'm doing this, that, but we did set up follow-up meetings. So, and it wasn't as painful. It wasn't as troublesome. I didn't fret it nearly as much as I had in the past. So thank you for that. I mean, and again, I'll tell you this, I think I can share this. I listened to that episode because we recorded it. I listened to it while I was going to the golf course, and throughout the whole thing, I'm like, why does this guy do this? And then I had to say, oh, that's me. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why is he sharing these things? What is wrong with this guy? But I think the benefit was that it helped me understand myself better. And I hope it helps other people understand both themselves better, because I think I'm not the only one going through these issues, but also to understand what coaching really looks like, the way we do it. Because I think that was one of the things 2 or 3 people said to me in the last 24 hours, like, I didn't realize what coaching was like. And now they have a better understanding. Did I freeze or did you freeze, Tom? I think you froze on me. So it looks like it's a Bob show finally. So we're going to talk about unexpected responses. And unexpected responses include someone actually saying, yes. Oh, you're back. Did I freeze or did you freeze?
No, I froze. Pretty sure.
Okay.
All right.
No, it's when we get one of those big network contracts, they'll bring in the ISDN line and we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Absolutely.
So we're talking about unexpected responses, Tom, and I can really cut to the chase on this.
Okay.
I know you like when I cut to the chase, but any response other than, I'd love to sign a contract, or that sounds great, let's get started, I think to most people is the unexpected. I think the unexpected is when someone actually says yes. I think the expected response from most of the calls that people make is they're going to say no. They don't have time for me. They don't have the money. They don't have this. They don't have that. So I think it's a flip-flop. I think what we would think if you were making sales calls, the logic would be, hey, I expect everyone's going to say yes to me. But I think what we actually are programmed for is the no. And I know there have been times when I'd make calls and my wife afterwards, like, how was your day? Oh, I made 5 sales calls. 2 people agreed to work with me. And, you know, like it's surprising.
Okay, interesting. Now I don't know if that's me or you that's frozen. Sorry.
Does that make sense? Important.
Well, it does. It's
Oh, there you're
interesting.
back. You
It's
froze
interesting.
again.
It's interesting to me that you thought the unexpected result was someone saying yes. And I wonder if that goes back to your fear of success. I think that a lot of people feel like when someone asks them to follow up, they're on the other side. They're expecting that, well, they asked me to follow up. They told me to call them in 2 weeks. They said, hey, shoot me an email. I'm on vacation. Get back to me. That's an implied interest. And that it is the expectation is that, well, you asked me to follow up. Why wouldn't you now not be interested in whatever, making a gift, buying something, taking advantage of your services? And I think that was one of the, we did this poll inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. And one of the responses was that the fear was they would get a response they didn't expect, that people would react differently than they thought. And I think the challenge with all of that is how could we ever really know how people are going to react?
Right. No, I mean, think about it. You and I know each other pretty well. There are times when you react to things in a way that I'm not expecting. And I'm sure there are times I've reacted to things you've said to me that you weren't expecting. And we know each other pretty well. So if we don't know someone as well as you and I might know each other, how could we possibly know what to expect?
Yeah, I think I go more on I'm never sure how people are going to react. And maybe
that's a middle child, Bill.
Probably. And it probably slows me down sometimes, because I'm sure there is that, I'm not sure what they're going to do. So does that hold me back? Maybe. I also think I'm hopeful that it allows me to be more open to whatever is real for them in the moment. Is that there's no right time to follow up. There's no right way to follow up. None of it is right. It's just what happens to be real for you and what your comfort level in doing different things is, and for them, where they're at. Again, someone tells you to follow up in 2 weeks and you're like, okay, here's the day. It's 2 weeks. I'm going to follow up. They might have had a whole new issue come up that they weren't expecting, or their situation might have completely changed and now they're absolutely ready and wish you had called a week ago because they would have been ready a week ago. So I think that
if you were ready a week ago, please call me now. Sorry, just wanted to put that out there.
That I think was one of those other fears was that, well, why should I need to follow up? Because they'll call me when they're ready.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's one of those things where anytime we take an action and we have expected results, likely we're going to be surprised. And I think if we go into things more, again, celebrating the action. I made the call. Whatever happened. They may have not answered. They may have, answered and then immediately hung up. All of those things are possible. And so I think when we stop thinking about what's the expected result and we just go with, I'm happy that I took the action. And then whatever happens, happens. I can't control that. They are going to control that. They might say, hey, I've got 8 million questions. You might go through all 8 million questions, give them great answers, and they still may say no. They may argue about the price because if their question is, well, what's the price? Well, the challenge will be, we have no idea of what is their comparison to. Do they think it's too high? Do they think it's too low? And we can go through all of those questions in our head to try to figure out what the response is going to be. When we could just take the action, make the call, send the email, send the text, and figure out what it is. And then we'll have more information. It'll change our knowledge, experience, and perspective and allow us then to figure out what's the next step after that. And I think that if we stop worrying about what's unexpected and just do what we have control over, maybe that'll help that fear go away.
No, I think that's really good advice. That's probably your one thing, right?
I would almost have to say that's probably my one thing. I got there sooner than I thought.
That's okay. I think it's great. I think the game that we have to play in our heads is being comfortable with taking the action. So, I pledged the other day that I would make 20 calls this week, talk to 20 people. I have no idea what the results will be. Maybe I get 20 people. Maybe I get 0. Maybe I get 5. Maybe I take 14. Who knows? I think getting to the place where I'm comfortable in taking the action and not worried about the result, I have to really tell myself that. And it's kind of interesting because in this situation, it's like I told Tom I was going to do 20. I don't want to let Tom down. I really need to get this done by the end of the week. That's the fuel that takes the fear out of the equation. I don't want to let Tom down. I made a commitment. I don't want him to say to me Monday, "Hey, Bob, I saw you only did 16," even though I know you wouldn't, because the reality is 16 is probably more than I would have done otherwise.
And what was the real fuel behind those calls?
Changing people's lives, helping people. Yeah.
Right. It's got nothing to do with me.
Right. But I think it's easier to say that than the other, because the other is very selfish. This is much more, I made a commitment publicly and I want to honor that.
Okay.
And you see that in your coaching, right? I mean, how many times have you heard the person say to you, "Yeah, I was up late last night because I told you I'd get this thing done." Right? I mean, I get that all the time.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, and I think that's okay because you want to do what you said you were going to do. I just look at it as what you said you wanted to do was not please me.
Right.
You said you wanted to help more people. And so I think that if you keep using that to drive it,
oh my God, we've gotten back to coaching me. Damn it.
This is, falls into that occasionally. I just get in that.
Occasionally.
Well, I think, again, it's why we all are there.
Right.
I'm coaching myself while I'm going through this as well. As I'm like, okay, who do you need to follow up with that you need to stop caring about what the reaction is going to be?
Yeah, you willing to take that pledge for 20?
Only because I have 2 projects this afternoon that I have to complete, and I have to write a blog post for something else that I'm not sure I can get 20.
20 by when then? 20 follow-ups.
By next Wednesday. How about that?
Okay, done. I like it. There you go.
And here's the thing I also think is those are our best intentions, correct? And if I'm truly doing it because I believe that I'm going to help those people, one way or the other, I'm going to add value to them, even if it's just in a reconnection, then, okay, if I only get to 12, is that still adding value? What if I do 30? Is that, I think that it's great to set those goals. And then there's always things that are going to happen. What is real for us will change. And so then we have to go back and look at, was that goal? I didn't know all that I now know in a week. Lots can happen in a week that would impact whether you're able to complete a goal that you intend to do.
Sure.
And if you're doing it because you're hoping that in the end it's going to help somebody else or whatever else your end goal, what success means for you, what the why is.
Right. Or it may not be success. Success may not be your goal.
Well, correct. Your goal might, and again, it's all about what are you trying to accomplish?
Right.
For you, it was trying to help people. That's the way I look at it for myself. I think that whatever I make is what I make. And that is important. For other people, it's about.
Well, it's easy for you to say, Tom, because you're a multi-billionaire.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell
I wasn't supposed to share that.
That was.
Sorry. I apologize, Tom.
Now all those people, now the big contract we were going to get to do our own show on network, gone because they're like, they don't need that. They'll just come in and do it for free.
No, what you're going to get is a whole bunch of people asking you for money.
Fair enough.
The direct messages are coming.
They are coming very soon. All right, Bob. So I gave my one thing.
You did.
What's your one thing for today?
I think mine would be that if you're worried about unexpected responses, it's causing you fear, take 3 or 4 minutes and write down what you think those unexpected responses could be. Because when I go through my head, hey, what's the unexpected response? It's usually like, okay, they may say, I need more information, or that's too expensive, or I can't do it right now because it's summer vacation time. When I write those things down, those unexpected responses, and now make them expected, it diffuses the whole situation.
Yeah, I guess if it's similar saying is if you don't expect anything,
Right.
It's
Right.
not going to be unexpected. It's just going to be what it is.
Yep.
What's real for them in the moment.
Yep.
I like that. I like
Cool.
that. All right, folks. If you have your one thing around the follow-up fear of an unexpected response, please feel free to share it in the comments. You could also share it in the Ring of Renegades Facebook group.
But why would you do that, Tom? Because it's not a public group, right?
Well,
Is it a private group?
It is a private group, and it's a private group so that you can share those things among people who are either dealing with the same challenges or they are interested in trying to help you get through yours. And I think the value of that makes a difference and makes it easier for you to share. And if it was public, you never know who could respond. And they might be somebody who doesn't care. They just want to make a funny comment. They just want to give you a hard time. They just want to see your struggles and try to take advantage of those struggles. And I think the people in our community are trying to help you through your struggles, help you take that next step. So please feel free to join us. It's easy to do. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades. I sort of saw that.
Hey, John. You're good.
Finish. It's easy to do. Just go to search for Ring of Renegades. And all you have to do is ask to join. And when you ask to join, the only thing we need to know is tell us why you're a renegade. And then you can become a part of our growing community who are helping one another take their next step on their own unique pathway to success. So with that, Bob, I hope you have a great day. Looks like you got a lot of work in front of you. And we will see you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, or we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, for our next edition of today's Antidote. And if you want some further information about the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, I got it for you right now. Have a great day, everyone.
Yes, he's got it for you, people.
Take care.
See ya.
Carving your own path is tough. You want and need a community to offer you insights and advice, share inspiration, provide support, and save you time and money. But where do you find all that? Here's the easy answer: the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners identify their next steps. Here's some of what you will find at the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. Just go to ringofrenegades.com and join today. Find and accomplish those next steps.